presentation of Fox Sports.
We are Fox Sports. We are Crime Team.
It's time for Dodger Baseball. Live from Dodger Stadium, Prime Ticket presents the Dodgers as they take on the St. Louis Cardinals. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you, wherever you may be on this Friday night. Dodgers and Cardinals, Game 2 of the 4-game series. Cardinals winning last night 9-5. Dodgers, therefore, have a 3-game losing streak. The Cardinals have won 2 in a row. For the Dodgers, they bring in John Garland, who's been on the DL since back in March with a strained oblique, and the veteran right-hander will be going up against Kyle Loesch of St. Louis. Then, with 2 more games left, the Dodgers come back with Clayton Kershaw tomorrow night, and on Sunday afternoon, Chad Billingsley will go up against the ace, Chris Carpenter. We'll get to the ball game. I'll have a whole lot more coming up right after this. Prime Ticket is brought to you by Hyundai. If you're looking to get more out of a new car, don't just go to an event. Join the movement at your local area Hyundai dealer. By Shakey's, win a pizza party for 10. Go to Shakey's.com. By CarMax. Now more than ever, the smart choice is CarMax. And by AT&T.
We are celebrating Jackie Robinson Day here at Dodger Stadium, and of course all throughout Major League Baseball, the Cardinals and the Dodgers. Last year on Jackie Robinson Day, as we flash back, Andre Ethier, known for his walk-off home runs, a walk-off hit against the D-backs, so it ended with a bit of celebration, which is a good thing. And Steve, certain days are a lot bigger than baseball itself. This, of course, is one of them, and it's also very nice that Jackie Robinson was a Dodger.
Yeah, and it's so much fun to see the players all wearing that number 42 at the same time. It's an odd sight, but a great one all at the same time. And there's a saying around baseball that no one player is ever bigger than the game, but the impact that Jackie Robinson had, and the fact that he never thought he was bigger than game, but his impact on the game and the legacy that he left, certainly bigger than the game of baseball.
All right, well, when we come back, Vin Scully will give us his words on what makes this day so special. Keep it right here.
Over 100 years old, baseball has certainly seen its share of talent. Talent that seemed larger than life. Talent that took the game to new heights. And talent that left us wondering if they were perfect. Today, all throughout America's pastime, we stop to remember a man whose talent on the playing field was second to none. But it is what he went through off the field that has left us in awe over 60 years later. Jackie Robinson embodied the definition of courage. He showed us strength, and he proved anything is possible. But it would be a travesty to just remember Jackie Robinson on this day, because we live in a world he impacted so profoundly every day. Hi, everybody, and a very pleasant good evening to you on this Friday night. Welcome to Dodger Stadium on Jackie Robinson Day. It was rather touching to see Don Newcomb, his fellow black man, arriving in the big leagues. Don, of course, winning so many awards. And it was Big Nuke who threw out the ceremonial first pitch to get the ball game going in the right direction. All of the Dodgers will be wearing number 42. All of the Cardinals will be wearing number 42. So we might be very slow in identifying players if we get into one of those games. Don Mattingly doesn't need a scorecard to know his ball club, and the same for Tony La Russa. For the Dodgers, trying to break a 3-game losing streak, and for the Cardinals, not only have they won 2 in a row, they're trying to make it 4 straight with at least 14 hits. when Don Newcomb threw out the first pitch tonight, Matt Kemp was his catcher. And Matt, of course, feels how important Don Newcomb has been. And it was a nice touch to see it happen. So the Dodgers take the field now with youngsters at each position. And we'll take a look now at the visiting Cardinal lineup. And this is the way it reads for Tony La Russa. Ryan Theriot at short, Colby Rasmus in center field, Albert Pujols at first, and Matt Holliday, who has been destroying the Dodgers in his career, in left field. Lance Berkman is in right. David Freese had the day off last night, at least most of it. Yadier Molina will be behind the plate. Skip Schumacher is at second base, and Kyle Loesch on the mound. On the mound for the Dodgers, John Garland. If you go back to 2005 and 2006, he was a member of the Chicago White Sox, won 18 games, 18-10 in 05, 18-7 in 06. The Dodgers hoping that he has recovered from the oblique strain, the rib cage, and we'll see how he goes. He says he is 100%, but of course that's one reason why he's been in the big leagues ever since 2000. He's always 100%, refusing to give in to injuries or to the opposition. He has had trouble with the Cardinals. He is 1-4 in his 5 starts against St. Louis. The last time he faced them was last year when he was pitching for San Diego, and he allowed 4 runs and lost the game. He was also a 14-game winner last year. John is a big boy. He's 6'6", 215 pounds, born in Valencia, makes his home in Granada Hills, and went to John F. Kennedy High School. So Garland working on Ryan Theriot. Theriot out of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, went to school at LSU with the Cubs, but then last year with the Dodgers, and off to a fine start with his new club, the St. Louis Cardinals. Theriot batting .314. Garland ready, and the first pitch is in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Theriot, a third-round pick out of LSU. He wasn't drafted out of high school, but a hard worker, developed with LSU, and has had a fine big league career. Ryan takes off the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. He's a better hitter than he showed the Dodgers last year. He had a tough year last year, hitting only .242, fouls it away. However, before that, he had 2 years in a row at .284. The year before that, .307. He also had 1 year where he hit .328. So last year, an off year, and the Cardinals feel they have a good man to play shortstop. The 1-2 pitch is a hopper to the right side. 1 hop to Uribe, and the throw, and just like that, we have 1 away. Let's take a look at the Dodgers defensively. Tony Gwynn, Matt Kemp, Andre Ethier in the outfield. The infield of Casey Blake and Jamie Carroll, Juan Uribe and James Loney. The battery of Rod Barajas handling John Garland on a beautiful summer's evening. 75 degrees as this game starts tonight. Colby Rasmus coming up, a fine looking young hitter, and he has a look at a pitch off the plate. 1 ball and no strikes. Rasmus in last night's game had a triple off the wall in left center, a single to right. The next one to the left-hand hitter is low, though just like that, 2 balls and no strikes. So John Garland starting off 2011 against the Cardinals. John turns, comes back 2-0, flips it in there effortlessly. It swung on and missed for a strike, and a 2-1 count. Last year, left-hand hitters hit .254 against Garland. He'll be tested with a good one here, and is promptly hit down the right field line, foul back into the stands. And we have a 2-ball, 2-strike count. So John Garland, who has always had the reputation of being composed. You can never tell watching him whether things are going well or otherwise, whether he's behind, tied, or in front. The 2-2 pitch on the way. He flips it, and it is whacked into the right field corner. Boy, I love the way that kid Rasmus swings the bat. And he goes sliding into second base, standing up. He was hitting .377. So
So
Rasmus, a line drive double to right, and the batter now is Albert Pujols. And of course, I'm sure Rasmus would not take it as a knock. It doesn't take anything away from him, but it's awfully convenient to hit in front of Albert Pujols, even when he's slumping. And of course, for Pujols, he is showing signs of coming out of the slump, not with a .226 batting average. The other day he was hitting .150, but he's had 7 hits in his last 18 at-bats. So Mr. Pujols about to be heard from. Albert homered last night. Garland ready and delivers, and the pitch off the plate, ball 1. Pujols hit a line drive home run into the seats alongside the Dodger bullpen, a good 30 feet at least inside the foul pole. He also reached on an error. He hit a comeback at a Kuroda who threw it away. So he's on his game apparently, and Pujols waiting, 1 ball and no strikes. Garland to look back at second at Rasmus and decides to come off the rubber. For Pujols, on this road trip, he's now gotten his average on the trip just under .260. Hit the 410th career home run. There's one other target ahead of him, and that would be number 475. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. Pujols takes off the plate, and the count 2 balls and no strikes. So Albert Pujols checking in at the plate. Stan Musial's 475. Stan the man. Someone to chase. He's already long past Ken Boyer, the great third baseman. 2-0 pitch, and that's off the plate. Not that Garland is pitching around Pujols. I mean, if you look, Pujols is hitting .385 with 2 home runs against Garland. And then, of course, you have Matt Holliday, who feasts on Dodger pitching. So 1 out, Rasmus at second base, and the 3-0 pitch is swung on and foul back. Fastball alley, and they green lighted Albert. Well, when you have 410 home runs, why would you have him just stand up there and watch? So 3-1 the count to Albert Pujols. Garland, right foot on the rubber, looks in to get a sign. Rasmus, pretty good lead at second, but nothing special. And a look back by Garland. Double checks the 3-1 pitch. Pujols, it's a high fly ball to center. Tagging up is Rasmus. And ready for the catch is Kemp. Rasmus is coming over. Nice throw, but it's late. A 1-hopper to Casey Blake. So if nothing else, Pujols flies deep enough to advance Rasmus to third base. And now Matt Holliday. As Albert goes back to the dugout, Matt Holliday checks in at the plate. Since 2005, Matt Holliday has absolutely worn out the Dodgers. As he checks in at the plate, hitting .391 with a home run and 7 runs batted in. But look back at his numbers for a little more than 5 years, and it's really amazing. First of all, he scored 70 runs against the Dodgers. Garland's pitch on the outside corner for a strike. He has 17 home runs since '05 against the Dodgers. He's hitting .345 against the Dodgers with 65 runs batted in against them, 44 extra base hits. So he's the toughest hitter in the league, really, for Dodger pitching. And the strike 1 pitch, Matt takes low and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. I'm sure there are a lot of anxious players. I was just thinking that Matt's from Oklahoma, and there's terrible weather in Oklahoma, Arkansas, Mississippi. You know, we've had something like over 140 tornadoes this year. The pitch is high. 2-1 the count. Maybe 160. So some of these players down around those parts that are being pushed around by the weather. Garland with a 2-1 count. Basically a sinking fastball, so he has to put a little pressure on Barajas to stay with it. 2-1 pitch. There's that sinker swung on and missed, and the count 2-2. Not just the fastball, pretty good hard breaking curveball, change, and a slider that he's worked on in the past. So Matt Holliday, an outstanding high school quarterback. His dad played the game in college. His dad coached him. Now the 2-2 pitch to Matt. It's taken low, ball 3. 3-2 to Holliday. Holliday, even when he's finished, would look good on a team photo. I mean, he looks like he was born to put the uniform on. Waiting on deck, Lance Berkman. So 3-2 to Matt. Garland at the belt, comes back 3-2. Ground ball wide to third. Up with it nicely. There's Blake to throw him out. So for the Cardinals, no runs, 1 hit. They leave a man at third. And at the end of half an inning, Cardinals nothing, Dodgers coming up. Pitches, retires the Cardinals with a man at third. And here's the Dodger lineup. Tony Gwynn in left field, Casey Blake at third, Andre Ethier followed by Matt Kemp and James Loney. Then Uribe at second, Barajas behind the plate, Jamie Carroll at short, John Garland on the mound. On the mound for the Cardinals, Kyle Lohse, Lohse. He and his brother Eric, they're both American Indians, member of the Nomlaki Wintun tribe of California. The right-hander at 6'2", 210 deals, and Tony Gwynn fouls it away. 0-1. Lohse had a lot of physical problems and has bounced back nicely. He had, among other things, a very rare injury to his right forearm. It was a kind of an injury that is very rare, especially baseball players. Next pitch in for a strike, and the count 0-2. He had surgery on the right forearm, had to do with a tendon and a nerve, and he's been cut just about from the back of the right wrist almost all the way up to the joint of the elbow. Strike 2 pitch on the way, and Tony Gwynn hits a comebacker. Lohse has it, lobs it over to first in time, and just like that, one away. Let's take a look at the Birds defensively. Out there on the limb, you have Holliday, Rasmus, and Berkman. And the infield of Freese, Theriot, Schumacher, and Pujols. And the battery, Yadier Molina handling Kyle Rose. So here's Casey Blake hitting .300, couple of RBIs, 6 for 20. First pitch is bunted up along third, but foul. Would not have been able to make a play if that ball had stayed fair. David Freese playing deep at third base. So Casey comes back. Taking a look at the Dodger hitters, Blake is 11 for 41. That's .268 with 2 home runs against Lohse. 2 fellas who have hit him in the past are not playing tonight, Marcus Thames and Aaron Miles. Strike 1 pitch, fastball inside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Thames, who has a sore hamstring, 4 for 8 with a home run, hitting .500. The 1-1 pitch is taken inside, ball 2. Aaron Miles hitting .417 against Los. 2-1 the count to Casey Blake. Right-hander ready, works quickly, back with a breaking ball hit in the air to right center. Moving over is Rasmus to pick it off. And we have 2 out, first inning, no score. Andre Ethier coming up. Couple of things about Kyle. Last year, because of all of his physical problems, he only pitched 92 innings. It's amazing his numbers coming into this year. Right-hand hitters had hit 101 home runs against him. Left-hand hitters had hit 100. Right-hand batters had 1,408 total bases against him. Left-handers 1,409. Here's a good left-hand hitter, Andre Ethier, with an 11-game hitting streak, and he takes low, ball 1. So Kyle Los, originally signed by the Cubs in 1997. Ethier fouls the pitch away, and they count 1 ball, 1 strike. Kyle, in September of 2008, signed a 4-year deal with the Cardinals. Basically, his best pitch, they say, is a slider, but he also throws hard, got a good curve and a changeup. The 1-1 pitch on the way. Kyle deals high with a fastball. 2-1 the count. When he was with the Twins, and Kyle was with the Twins from 2001 through 2006, they said the only time he got in trouble when he tried to be Nolan Ryan. In other words, instead of pitching, he'd suddenly try to throw the ball by everybody. His problems physically really started in 2009 when he jammed his right knee joint in a play at first base. 3-1 pitch is off the plate, so a 2-out walk to Andre Ethier will bring up Matt Kemp. Los, after hurting his knee, well, now 100% physically ready to work on Matt Kemp. Tony La Russa, a remarkable man. What a tribute to baseball when you realize what he has accomplished. He has managed now, including last night, 4,948 games. He passed John McGraw. Here's the pitch to Matt Kemp, swung on, line to center, but Rasmus is at the other end of it, and that's that. No runs, no hits, a man left, and at the end of an inning, no scores. In the ball game for the Cardinals, the switch hitter Lance Berkman will start it off. He had a couple of singles last night, made a good defensive play in right field. used to play a lot of first base for the Houston Astros. And promptly whacks one to right field. Down the line, it should go out and does. And just like that, the Cardinals are on the board with a home run down the right field line. For Lance Berkman, who is swinging the bat exceptionally well, he now has 5 home runs, all hit left-handed, 12 runs batted in. So Berkman hits it out, and the Birds are on the board. The batter now will be David Freese as we take a second look on television of that powerful swing. Berkman is 6'1" and 220 and has hit a lot of home runs, as many as 45 5 years ago with the Astros. So here's David Freese. He takes low, ball 1. 1-0 the count. So Berkman, very popular, good-natured guy wherever he plays. The pitch low and away, ball 2, 2-0. David Freese, born in Corpus Christi, makes his home in St. Louis, originally drafted by the Padres 5 years ago out of the University of South Alabama. And the count runs to 2 balls and 1 strike. Now the 2-1 pitch to David, swung on and fouled back. You hear about all the big money. David signed with the Padres 5 years ago for $6,000. Oh, by the way, in talking about the big money, you hear about the contract the Red Sox gave Adrian Gonzalez? Holy mackerel. That's going to be a flare to right field for a base hit. It is bigger. Adrian Gonzalez's contract is bigger than Troy Tulowitzki. In other words, Tulowitzki was signed for $151 million. Adrian Gonzalez, a 7-year deal for $154 million. Unbelievable. All right, Freese at first base with a single to right. And the batter now, Yadier Molina. Molina struggling, hitting just 189. Garland ready and delivers, and the first pitch is low, ball 1. 1-0. Tomorrow night, game 3 of the series, and that'll be Clayton Kershaw against McClellan with Billingsley and Carpenter on Sunday. So Clayton working on a big wad of gum and taking in the game. Throw to first, not in time. Freese back on the bag. Freese has not stolen very many bases. He had 1 last year. He had 1 in the minor leagues. So he's got 1 major league stolen base, held on by Loney. Out of a stretch goes Garland, looks ready and deals, and it's fouled away. 1 ball and 1 strike to Yadier Molina. So John Garland returning to the Wars. Gives up the home run to Berkman. Berkman was only 3 for 19 against Garland, but it was his second home run against John. Though he's 4 for 20, but he's hit 2 big ones. 1-1 pitch on the way. Garland delivers, gets it a little low. 2-1 to Yadier Molina. The top catcher in the National League, maybe in the majors. He's had 3 Gold Gloves in 2008, 9, and 10. Last year, remarkably, he threw out 49% of the base runners. That's amazing. 2-1 pitch coming up to Yadier, right-hand batter. He looks, and it's on the outside corner, and the count runs 2-2. Of course, catching certainly runs in the family. He's the younger brother of Ben and Jose Molina. He was signed by the Cardinals as a free agent in 2001. 2-2 the count. David Freese at first. Nobody out, second inning. 1 run in. Cardinals lead 1-0. Garland at the belt. Big John ready. Comes back to Molina. Check swing on a pitch inside at the knuckles. And the count goes 3-2. Molina is not a strikeout hitter. He's not a power hitter. but coming into this year is high in strikeouts, 51. So Tony might play run and hit here with Molina, who has struck out 4 times this year. Freese goes, sure enough, and the ball is going to be hit into right center for a base hit. So on his way to third is Freese, as Molina making contact, as you could be sure he would do, and he comes up with a base hit. So Garland hitting stormy weather here. Home run by Berkman, single by Freese, single by Molina. First and third, nobody out, and Skip Schumacher coming up. So Skip Schumacher hitting .260. He has a home run, 7 runs batted in. When you look at his name, Maker, you're inclined to think it's Shoemaker, but it is Schumacher. Skip, born in Torrance, lives in Laguna Niguel. Garland in trouble, runners at first and third. John delivers, and is a soft line drive, trapped by Uribe for 1. Throw to first, safe. I'm not sure what happened. I think Jamie Carroll was not sure. Uribe, it was questionable. Did he catch the line drive or trap it? I believe he trapped it, so they were able to get the force play, but the runners couldn't move, and Carroll seemed to hesitate a moment. There's the trap as we look at it on TV. The throw, Carroll takes it, and then he looks at third first, and by the time he throws to first, why, he's lost the double play. So you have a force play 4-6. And with 1 out first and third, here's Loesch. So Jamie more concerned about that runner Freese at third than he was going after 2. But there was such confusion on that sinking line drive, I don't think Freese could have come anyway. The bunt up is missed, 0-1. Not a squeeze play. They're trying to stay out of the double play. You see the right arm on television of Uribe look over at third, and of course when Carroll looked at third, then he lost the double play. So maybe a little misdirection by Uribe. 0-1 the count to Loesch. Freese down the line from third, Schumacher at first, and a balk by John Garland. So the veteran commits the balk. That brings in Freese. It sends Schumacher to second, and the Cardinals now lead 2-0. John Garland, who's been pitching professionally for so long, has a balk called. He was on the rubber, looked in, and the balk called by second base umpire Angel Hernandez. Garland very calmly talking to the plate umpire. Don Mattingly just watching the proceedings. And now Garland turns and goes back to the mound. So in the inning, Lance Berkman a home run. David Freese a single to right. Yadier Molina a hit and run single to right, sending Freese to third. Schumacher hits a sinking line drive. That short hop by Uribe, but only 1 out when Carroll was more concerned about the runner at third. Now the balk gets him home anyway. 0-1 the count. And Loesch, who was going to bunt to just stay out of the double play, now is up there with a runner at second and 1 out. 2 runs in, and the Cardinals lead 2-0. Set at the belt is Garland. John delivers, swung on, ground ball wide to third. Blake is on it, makes the play to first. With the ball hit ahead of him, Schumacher had nowhere to go. 2 down here in the second. Look at that. 1 balk, and it's his first in over 2,000 innings. We don't have the stat machine to pull that up immediately, so he had to wait on it. But there's a fella who started pitching professionally in 1997, and the first balk in his career 2011. Here is Ryan Theriot trying to pick up his runner Schumacher at second. Garland ready, John delivers, and it's fouled away. 0-1 the count. Theriot grounded out to the right side to Uribe. No balls and 1 strike. Schumacher taking his lead at second. With Uribe playing the right-hand hitter so deep and far from the bag, Schumacher can really afford to take a big lead. Carroll can't do much for him, and Uribe is out of the picture. So we'll see what Theriot does. Ryan hit the ball exactly where Uribe is right now. Garland set, strike one pitch, and that's up around the chin inside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Theriot at 5'11", about 180. One of those fellows who was told by his high school athletic director he would never play at a higher level. The 1-1 pitch on the way, he backs off and takes a strike, and the count 1-2. Garland, as we said, you can never tell how things are going for him. Has remarkable composure. 1-2 to Theriot. Colby Rasmus on deck. The next pitch is low. Nice block by Rod Barajas to smother it in the dirt. 2-2 the count. Cardinals 2 runs, 4 hits. Remember, they've had 14 hits or more in 4 straight games. So Pujols, Holiday, and company, including Berkman, have been on a tear. Garland set at the belt. John looks at second, back to the plate in the dirt again, and another nice save by Rod Barajas. So another new ball put in play. The Garland trying to keep it down, keep the ball on the ground. He's gone all the way to Theriot. And then you have Colby Rasmus, who as a left-hand batter, I'm sure, likes the ball down anyway. 3-2. Garland, long look in, good lead by Schumacher off second, and just before the 3-2 pitch, Theriot's not ready, backs out, so Garland will use the time and talk to Rod Barajas. All right, they're in agreement. Theriot running the count 3-2. I always have a picture because I remember him talking about it when he was about 5 years old. He used to put eye black on, jack up his pants, be the bat boy for his big brother's hits. And sure enough, he gets himself a shot into right center. Theriot's going for 2. Ethier's throw. He is safe and out. Now he's out. And Theriot thought he got back on the bag. And Angel Hernandez, whose presence is certainly known, called him safe, called him out, and then nailed him a second time when Ryan came on. But he does come up with a base hit and a run batted in. He's off the bag, lunges back, and maybe he felt that he pushed his hand off the bag. However, the Cardinals lead 3-0. Looking at a pitch for a strike, 0-1. So the Cardinals, led by Lance Berkman's 5th home run of the year, lead 3-0. Loney drives one in the air to right field. Going back on the ball is Berkman on the track, reaches up and makes the catch directly in front of the Cardinal bullpen. Loney a long out to right, 1 down, and the batter Juan Uribe. 3 runs, 5 hits, and no errors for the Cardinals. Nothing across for the Dodgers. They did get a walk to Andre Ethier. Juan Uribe hitting 146. Dodgers hoping that he'll get started soon. He did have a double last night. Takes a strike, 0-1. Uribe followed by the catcher Rod Barajas. Loesch ready and deals, and that's fouled off to the right out of play. And the count 0-2. Uribe, who had 24 home runs last year, no home runs, 3 runs batted in this year. Loesch turns, ready, Kyle delivers, and it's in the dirt. A couple of years ago, Loesch was working with Dave Duncan, and the results, he became more reliant on his sinker, grew aware that he was tipping his pitches, and a lot of the hitters in the league were aware of it. 1-2 pitch is taken low. What was he doing? Well, he would flare his glove, in other words, open it up, when he was taking a grip for his off-speed pitches. 2-2. Next one, half swing foul, still 2-2. Of course, that's what they do. The fellows who are not playing, the manager, the coaches, the players on the bench, they'll study the pitcher looking for any kind of a tip-off. Here's the 2-2 pitch on the way. Fastball lifted back of first down the line. A trio of birds, and Berkman backhands it in the bullpen, spins off the wall, and holds on to the ball. Wonderful play by Lance Berkman. Berkman made a good play last night on a double to right. He went into a slide on a ball hit by Uribe and cut off a potential run. So now he goes to the track in front of the bullpen. Now he makes a great catch on a foul ball. And with 2 down, Rod Barajas, and right now Berkman owns the world. 2 out, 2nd inning. Barajas, 3 home runs, 4 RBIs, hitting .211. Loesch ready. Fastball in for a strike, 0-1. Yeah, pitchers, unless they're very, very careful, will tip off what they're about to throw. Strike 1 pitch on the way. Inside, 1-1. Also, there have been pitchers, and you would think it would be simple, but there are pitchers who misread the signs from the catcher and just get all confused out there. 1-1 pitch is in there. Many years ago, I'll never mention the pitcher's name, the Dodgers had a pitcher, and he would look into the catcher. And if the catcher had his feet together, it was a fastball. And if he had his feet spread apart, it was a breaking ball. The 1-2 pitch is hit foul off to the right near the dugout, and it's going to go right into the alleyway alongside the dugout and kangaroo up into the stand. Not only was Molina going after it, but right there with him was Kyle Loesch. I mean, Loesch was not going to be a spectator. He was looking for a putout. So Kyle making his way out. 2 down, 2nd inning, leading 3-0. And Barajas back up and waiting. Loesch turns, ready, right-handed deals, and that's hit in the air to center. Moving over to his left in a hurry is center fielder Colby Rasmus, and that'll do it for the Dodgers. They go down in order, and at the end of 2, it's 3-0 St. Louis. 3-0. Colby Rasmus, who doubled in the first inning, will start it off. Then it'll be Albert Pujols and Matt Holliday. And hail, hail, the gang's all here. Moms with boys and girls on a beautiful summer's evening. Garland gets a strike at the knees. 0-1 to Colby. Rasmus, the more you see him play, the more you realize that he is developing into quite a young player. The strike one pitch misses. 1-1. Colby's 24, out of Columbus, Georgia, lives in Phoenix City, Alabama. His dad was a 10th round pick way back when, so it runs in the family. 1-2 the count. He had 23 home runs last year. Kind of a rangy 6'2", 195. In high school, he hit 24 home runs. That broke the Alabama State single season record held by Bo Jackson. The next one misses. 2-2 the count. Colby has a brother, Corey, who was a big-time prospect for the Braves. Meanwhile, a high foul off to the left. Barajas coming back right on a wing and leans in to make the catch. Nice play by Big Rod to retire Rasmus. Barajas, who knows the territory, still had to take his eye off the ball twice, and then reaching in makes the catch. And closing the glove. That's the biggest difference in the art of catching. They can close the glove now almost like a first baseman's mitt. In the old days, you had a big waffle mitt and nothing gave. So with one away, here's Pujols, and Albert takes a strike, and the count 0-1. Pujols flied to center deep enough to advance a runner in the first inning. Strike one pitch on the way is lifted foul off to the right. 0-2 the count, Albert. There are so many things that you could talk about. The fact that his first 10 years and what he has done in his first 10. Here's the strike two pitch off the plate. More home runs than Henny Aaron did. More RBIs than Sam Musial did. Higher average than Tony Gwynn. More runs scored than Ricky Henderson in his 10 years. For Pujols, he came up to the Cardinals in 2001. And with all of his home run power, he's going to get another bat. 46 home runs, 49 home runs, 43 home runs. He has never struck out 100 times. His very first year as a rookie, he struck out 93. After that, his high in strikeouts only 76. Now that is really amazing when you realize all of his extra base hits. The youngest of 11 children. He's out of the Dominican Republic. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way. Swung on, a fly ball, slightly right center. Matt Kemp is there and puts it away. So 2 down in the third, and Matt Holliday coming up. You know, you can be a part of the Dodger Ticket family. Pick the games that work best for you. Choose 14 games from the remaining schedule, including any from the best Dodger promotional schedule ever, and you'll save up to 33% off the box office price. Visit Dodgers.com/mini plans or give us a call 323-224-1365. Matt Holliday takes ball one. Matt grounded to third. First inning, 0 for 1. Now the next pitch, sinker at the knees for a strike. 1-1. Holliday just has the face of an athlete. You look at that face, you can see it either wearing a baseball hat or certainly a football helmet. 1-2 the count. He is 6'4", 235 pounds. His father, Tom, good athlete, played for the University of Miami and in the College World Series. That's inside. 2-2. Matt was a 7th round pick out of Stillwater, Oklahoma. And hard to believe, he had an appendix removed April 1, and he scored a run April 10. Meanwhile, down go the Birds, and at the end of 2.5, it's 3-0 Cardinals. Cardinals lead the Dodgers 3-0. It'll be Jamie Carroll, John Garland, and Tony Gwynn. And the first pitch low to Jamie, ball 1, 1-0. Carroll making contributions every day. He had 3 hits and a stolen base last night. And the count now 1 ball and 1 strike. He had a 3-hit game up in San Francisco, as he is doing a great job holding down the fort for Rafael Furcal. 1-1 pitch on the outside corner, 1-2. So Kyle Loesch trying to extend the Cardinal winning streak to 3. The 1-2 pitch on the way, pulled on the ground to third, gobbled up there by David Freese to throw him out. So Carroll taps to third, 1 away, and the batter will be John Garland.
John Garland.
Loesch is not overpowering. They say that his best pitch is a late breaking slider, but he does get the fastball as high as 94 and a curve and change. Right-hander making the pitch to Garland, who bunts. Down to get it is Loesch and flips to first for the out. So 2 down on the bunt, and the batter will be Tony Gwynn. You know, the most affordable ticket package at Dodger Stadium is back for all Wednesday and Sunday home games. With the Coca-Cola Value Pack, fans can enjoy 4 tickets, 4 Dodger dogs, and 4 Cokes, starting at $20 per seat. For more information, go to Dodgers.com/specials or call 866-DODGERS. Tony Gwynn hit back to the box in the first inning, batting .286. It's 3-0 St. Louis. Bottom of the third. Loesch delivers, drops that sinker in for a strike, and the count 0-1. Gwynn .286, 1 RBI. Asking for time, and it's granted, of course. The strike 1 pitch is hit to right field, but right at the right field of Berkman. So the Dodgers go 1-2-3. They're hitless through 3 innings, and at the end of those 3, it's 3-0 St. Louis. Southern California Ford dealers. Visit us today and trade up to Ford. And by Jack in the Box. Right now, get the All-American Jack Combo with fries and a drink for only $4.99 plus tax. 3-0 Cardinals, fourth inning, and in between pitches, we would like to pay tribute to the memory of a wonderful man who made tremendous contributions to the Major League sports here in Southern California. He was the man who moved all the equipment for every team that came in to play the Dodgers and every team that came to Anaheim. His name, Rick McIntyre, and for 15 years he handled all the baseball gear, all the hockey gear, all the basketball gear. Can you imagine what an important job that was? And he not only did it well, he did it with such a wonderful personality. And every player, coach, whomsoever came in contact with him will always remember the name Rick McIntyre. And we just want to salute him and send our condolences to his family. They lost a good one. Meanwhile, Berkman is going to lose one, a home run into the pavilion, his second home run of the night. He now has 6 home runs in 14 games, and it is 4-0 in favor of St. Louis. So Lance Berkman lances another one.
Third baseman, David Freese.
And David Freese coming up. Berkman got that ball down, and like so many left-hand hitters, they just love that area. And he's a big, strong guy, and you see the full extension of the arms, top hand rolling over, and he hits it halfway up the pavilion. So 4-0 St. Louis, and David Freese, right-hand hitter, a strike. Rick McIntyre, with his wife and daughter, still living here. He has a number of member families in Detroit, and that's where he will be buried. 1 ball, 1 strike to Freese. Foul back, 1-2. David with Molina hitting back of him. Freese hitting .359. So the Cardinals have a team batting average coming into the game of .280. The Dodger team batting average in the 250s, and whoops, there's another base hit. That's number 7. Freese 2 for 2. And the batter will be Yadier Molina. So for John Garland, comes back, said he was ready, and apparently not quite. The Cardinals have scored 71 runs so far this year, and the Dodgers 46. So they are big birds. Molina singled on a perfectly executed hit and run play in the second inning. One ball and no strikes. Molina taking a look at Jose Aquindo. Cardinals try to win their 3rd in a row. Last year they beat the Dodgers 4 of 7. But they lost the 3 they played here, and they swept the Dodgers 4 in St. Louis. 1 ball and no strikes. Dodgers will be in St. Louis in August for a 3-game series, and that'll be that. Nothing like going to St. Louis in August. 1 ball and no strikes. And that's slapped into right field. Stopping at second is Freese. That is 8 hits and 4 runs against Garland in 3 innings plus. No one throwing yet in the Dodger bullpen. Nice bit of hitting. They're just going with the pitch. And now Honeycutt on the phone. So a home run followed by 2 singles 4 runs and 8 hits for the Birds. And the batter, Skip Schumacher, who hit into a force play in the 2nd inning. Strike on the outside corner. Kenley Jansen gets up in the Dodger bullpen. Schumacher was born in Torrance, lives in Laguna Niguel. Throw back to Carroll, but no play there. Schumacher had a big game against the Mets. He had 6 hits. He was the first Cardinal to have 6 hits in a game since the wonderful outfielder Terry Moore way back in 1935. On that same day, Albert Pujols had 5 hits. Foul back, 0-2. Schumacher went to college at Loyola Marymount, but then after his freshman year, he went to the University of California, Santa Barbara. His mom is a teacher's aide for autistic children. Skip, whose first name is Jared, Jared, but he prefers Skip. 2 on, nobody out. Fouled away. Schumacher, 31 years old. Drafted 11 years ago, just about. Oh, and 2 in the dirt. Schumacher, before spring training this year, worked alongside former St. Louis Blues left wing Paul Correa. And as he said, he learned from Correa that I was preparing not to fail instead of preparing to win and succeed. It's a huge difference. Sure is. 1-2. And a soft line drive to Loney, back to Carroll, who drops the ball. And so the runner at second, who should have been doubled up, Freese, is still safe aboard. So Schumacher lines out to Loney. The throw was there, and Jamie just couldn't handle it. So Kyle Loesch, the pitcher, coming up. And with 1 out, you would certainly think it's a bunt situation. Freese and Molina take their leads. Loney is up. Blake is caddy corner. The bunt is down. Good bunt. Picked up by Garland. He has to fire the ball to Uribe covering, and the runners move up to second and third. So the sacrifice moves the runners along. And Ryan Theriot will be coming up. 5 for Loesch. He gets the ball down, helps himself. Will be another Kyle tomorrow night out there. That'll be Kyle McClellan, and he'll be going up against Clayton Kershaw. And then Chris Carpenter and Chad Billingsley on Sunday. So Chad rocking back and forth. Davey Lopes standing alongside of him. In the dirt, nice block. 1 ball and no strikes. Theriot, when he was at LSU, hit .360. He also led LSU to the national championships. 4 runs, 8 hits, no errors for the Cardinals. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Dodgers. Kenley Jansen throwing in the pen. So far, big night for a lot of people, but especially Kyle Loesch from Chico, about 90 miles north of Sacramento. 1-0 pitch, ball 2. First base open, and Colby Rasmus, the left-hand hitter, on deck. And pop foul out of play. That'll go well back into the crowd. Interesting that John Garland so far in the 4th inning with 2 out. He has 1 strikeout. And of all the people to have the strikeout, no, not Pujols, Holiday. Two and 1. So Matt, along with Lance Berkman, sitting back. Loesch down there as well. Pitch in there, and it's 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. There are runners at second and third. 1 run in. Cardinals lead 4-0. Fouled away down the line. Fireworks tonight following the game. So at third, David Freese. At second, Yadier Molina. On Jackie Robinson Day, just to remind you why everybody's wearing number 42. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Off the plate. So 3-2 the count to Ryan Theriot. Theriot has walked 5 times, struck out only 3 times. And got him. So down goes Theriot, and Garland just does keep the birds on the ground before they fly away. Lance Berkman has sent 2 flying away, and it's 4-0 Cardinals. To you by El Pollo Loco. Try our delicious Baja-style fish tacos with classic Baja or spicy avocado sauce. Only at El Pollo Loco. By Corona. And by Time Warner Cable. 4-0 Cardinals. And leading off is Casey Blake with a shot down the left field line and off the wall. And Casey goes into second base standing with a long double. So for 3 innings, Kyle Loesch had a no-hitter, and Blake breaks it. So the Dodgers try to come back now as Blake lashes a double to left, and then Ethier, Kemp, and Loney coming up. Andre Ethier walked in the first inning. He has hit in 11 straight and batting .360. Squirted up along third. Charging Freese. Picks it up. Throws. Too late. Taking third, Casey Blake. So Ethier hit one that looked like it came out of a hose, dribbling up along third, and he beats a good try by David Priest.
Center fielder, Matt Kemp.
Way out in front. Look where he hit it. Not just off the end, the solid end. In the old story, it'll look like a line drive in the box score, and he will take it. That extends his hitting streak to 12. So first and third, nobody out, and Matt Kemp the batter. Matt Kemp flied to center in the first inning. 0 for 1. Dodgers trying to get back into the game, trailing 4-0. Matt hitting .435. Ball 1. Kemp hit the ball hard in the first inning, but right at Colby Rasmus in center field. So Blake at third, Ethier at first, nobody out. 1 ball and no strikes. That should be in there. 1-1. Cardinals scored 3 in the second, 1 in the fourth. Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan sitting on top of that 4-0 lead. One ball and 1 strike. That's a strike. 1-2 to Matt. Kemp body language tells you that he's not happy with the call. Doesn't say anything. Not quite ready to get back in. 1-2 to Matt Kemp. Breaking ball away, 2-2. Los, I think, had a little trouble with the mound. He kind of looked back as he made the follow through. 2-2 to count. First and third, nobody out. Fastball lined into left center, base hit. Blake scores. Stopping at second is Ethier. Dodgers on the board. Cardinal lead is now 4-1. And for Matt Kemp, off to a great start. He now has 9 RBIs to go along with his 2 home runs. So that'll bring out James Loney. The Dodgers with 3 hits in a row. The Dodgers 1-2 punch. Ethier and Kemp rather remarkable with runners in scoring position. Ethier is hitting .467 and Kemp is now hitting .538 with runners in scoring position. Loney, a line drive knocked down by Pujols. He goes to the bag, but he throws to second first of all. Why would they? Yeah, I was just going to say, don't walk off the field because Pujols didn't step on first. And Kemp started to walk away. And I think maybe Wallach hollered, hold your ground. Angel Hernandez checking. Oh, we better take another look at that because the ball that was knocked down by Pujols, I don't think Albert ever went near the bag. Well, if we can re-rack the tape. Now Kemp is going to leave. The Dodgers will appeal. There. All right. Now see, he's not on the bag. And it's going to be a force play simply made. And I think Matt Kemp stopped for a second, then goes running back. The Dodgers hollering to go back. But he really had nowhere to go. So it turns out to be a simple 3-6. Where at first you wonder about Pujols taking an extra base hit away from Loney. And by knocking it down, had the thought of a double play, didn't get it. And a pop fly now by Uribe. And there's Pujols making the catch for the second out. So the Dodgers have Loney rip one for an out. And Uribe foul out.
Batting next, catcher.
4-1 St. Louis in the fourth inning. And Rod Barajas flied to center in the second inning coming up. Barajas hit the ball hard. Rasmus ran it down. So in the inning, Blake doubled. Ethier singled. Little squirt up along third. Kemp singled to center to score Blake. Loney hits a bullet that turns into a force play, and Uribe fouls out. On the corner for a strike. 0-1. Hitting back of Barajas, Jamie Carroll. No balls and one strike. Breaking ball away. 1-1. So Kyle Lohse, no hits for 3 innings. 3 hits and 1 run here in the fourth. Ethier down the line from third. Loney at first. 1-1. And ball 2, 2-1. Lohse with a record of 1-1. He has a victory against the Dodgers before he got here, and 1 in 2 lifetime. Still 2-2 now. Cardinals 3 in the second, 1 in the fourth. Dodgers 1 here in the fourth. Two and 2 to Rod. 3 home runs, 4 runs batted in. In the dirt. That's going to bring a run in. Molina unable to handle it. Loney will stop at second base, and it's 4-2 in favor of St. Louis. Barajas still up there, 3-2. There's the wild pitch. Yadier with all the 3 gold gloves couldn't corral it. So the Dodgers have scored 2. They have a runner at second base with 2 out. And Barajas now trying to pick him up. Three and 2. Breaking ball fouled away. For the Cardinals, the big play thus far was Pujols able to knock down the line drive by Loney. Then fired down to shortstop, and they got a force play. If he doesn't catch that, Loney has a double. Kemp scores, and this would be an even bigger inning. So Loney now at second, 3-2 to Barajas, and Jamie Carroll on deck. Breaking ball. So down goes Barajas. The Dodgers scratch for 2, and at the end of 4, Cardinals 4, Dodgers 2. Prime Ticket is brought to you by Southwest Airlines' new Rapid Rewards, unlimited reward seats, and no blackout dates. And by 20th Century Fox's new movie, Rio, a movie that'll bring the world to its feet. Now playing in theaters. We move to the fifth inning. It's 4-2 St. Louis. Rasmus, Pujols, and Holiday. Slice foul out of play. 0-1 to Colby, who doubled to right and fouled out. 4 runs, 8 hits for the Cardinals. 2 runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. John Garland is due up second in the bottom of the fifth, so Kenley Jansen is up in the pen again. 1-1. Four to 2 St. Louis. 2-1 to Colby Rasmus. He's 1 for 2. Pujols 0 for 2. Holiday 0 for 2. Full foul, 2-2. The dust settles on the fourth inning, and this really shows you the trend that has been happening for the last 14 games. Matt Kemp and Andre Ethier, with runners in scoring position, are each hitting .500. One more note. Ground, fair ball over first down the line. Rasmus around first, steaming into second, and he has himself another double. So Colby, fine young hitter, goes 2 for 3 as he doubles over the bag. But here's the thing. Matt Kemp and Andre Ethier are hitting .500. The rest of the Dodger team, with runners in scoring position, are hitting .100. So it's a two-man act right now. Meanwhile, after that double, Don Mattingly coming out, and that will be it for John Garland. Though he gave up 4 runs, 9 hits, and of course Rasmus is also his responsibility. And we'll be back. Chase. Deposit checks from your smartphone with quick deposit. Take a step forward and chase what matters. And by Universal Studios, the entertainment capital of L.A. 4-2 in favor of the Cardinals. John Garland has to come out, giving up 9 hits, including 2 home runs and 2 doubles. And now Kenley Jansen pitching to Pujols, Holiday, and Berkman. There's a challenge for the big right-hander. Rasmus at second base, nobody out. Ball 1. The amazing Colorado Rockies. They have defeated the Cubs 5-0. Ulysses Chacin pitched a complete game shutout to go 3-0 this year. And the Rockies are now 11-2. They've won 10 of their last 11. They've won 7 straight. The Rockies are 4-1 at home, 7-1 on the road, which is a real shock. And you know, the Rockies rarely have a good start in any year. Not in April. That's a strike. You have to go back to April of 2006. The Rockies were 15-10. Since 07, they're 17 games under 500, and a towering fly ball to left center field. Mr. Albert Pujols rips it out, and the Dodgers are now down 6-2. So Kenley Jansen is welcome to the club. I have given up a home run to Albert Pujols. He now has 411 home runs in his career. That's his 3rd home run of this year. And hit it so high. And of course, he knew it was out of here. Spread eagle. First the left foot up, then the right foot following through. Boy, did he crush that. And now Matt Holliday hits one foul off first down the line. Loney in pursuit, no play. So with Colorado having a rare good April, the Dodgers get the bad news. Should they lose tonight, they would be 5.5 games back of the Rockies. So Albert hits a bomb. 6-2 Cardinals. Holliday up there 0-1. 1-1. For John Garland, he had a lot of trouble with the leadoff hitter in an inning. Boy, hard base hit to left field for Holliday. For Garland, Berkman led off the 2nd inning against him with a home run. Berkman led off the 4th inning against Garland with a home run. Rasmus led off the 5th inning with a double. And here comes Berkman, only this time after hitting 2 tonight, he's not leading off the inning. For John Garland, he had to know it was going to be a very unusual night. No pitcher in Major League history had pitched more innings without a balk than John Garland until tonight. Meanwhile, Berkman's up there now with some very fine players, and he's a fine player in his own right. In the first 8 games of the year, Berkman no home runs, 1 run batted in. In his last 5 games, 6 home runs, 12 runs batted in. And he's tops among current Cardinals with 10 home runs and a .301 batting average in his career at Dodger Stadium. 1-1 to Lance Berkman. Pop foul, out of play. Kyle McClellan and Clayton Kershaw. That's tomorrow night. Chris Carpenter, Chad Billingsley. That'll be Sunday. That's Carpenter without the hat. 1-2 the count. Fouled away. Berkman, born in Waco, Texas, lives in New Braunfels, Texas, went to Rice University. He was a first-round pick by the Astros. His dad, who once played at the University of Texas, insisted he become a switch hitter. He was natural right-hander, and he's a far better hitter left-handed. 2-2. We've told the stories before about Lance's dad suspending a big tire from a tree, and Lance would spend hours hitting left-handed against the tire, right-handed against the tire, and boy, has that paid off. Berkman has hit as many as 45 home runs, so it's no surprise when he goes on a tear. Holiday at first. 6-2 Cardinals. And this time Berkman comes up empty. So Jansen had given up the 2-run home run. Rasmus, who scored, was charged to Garland. Pujols, who hit the home run, charged to Jansen. David Freese, single to right, single to center, came home on that rarest of the rare, the John Garland ball. Ball one. Six runs, 11 hits for the Cardinals. Remember, they've had 4 straight games where they've had at least 14 hits. 1-1. Freese hitting .375. Hard fastball that really jumped at the end. Freese 2 for 2, has that average to .375. Waiting on deck, hitting back of him, Yadier Molina. 2-2. Jansen throwing hard, strikes out Berkman, now Freese, and with 2 out, it'll be Molina. Good fastballs for sure. 6 runs, 11 hits for the Cardinals, 2 runs, 3 hits for the Dodgers. Molina, single to right on a hit and run play, single to right again in the 4th inning. 2 for 2, hitting .231. On the corner, 0-1. Jansen hanging out at 93. He's 6'6" and about 240. One ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike. That's just inside. Ball 2. 2-1. And pop foul out of play. Cardinals scored 3 in the 2nd, 1 in the 4th, 2 here in the 5th. Couple of home run hitters discussing things, Albert Pujols and Lance Berkman. Berkman, 27 times he's had a multi-home run game, and 2nd time this year. And of course Albert, 411 home runs. Fouled away. Kyle McClellan, Clayton Kershaw, that's tomorrow night. Chris Carpenter and Chad Billingsley, Sunday afternoon. Holiday at first. Fastball, a hopper off the glove of Uribe, and everybody say, boy, that thing was blistering. It'll be a base hit. Watching that on natural ground, and you think about what it was like on AstroTurf, that thing was ripped. So Molina comes up with his third hit, and the batter will be Schumacher. Dodgers giving up a double to Rasmus. That was the last for John Garland. Pujols homered against Jansen. Holliday singled. Then Jansen struck out Berkman and Freese. But now Molina has singled. Schumacher 0 for 2, hit into a force play and lined out to Loney. 1-1 to Skip. Off the plate. Schumacher first came to the Cardinals back in 2005. Made one trip to Memphis and one trip to Springfield. Otherwise, he's been playing in St. Louis. 2 on, 2 out, 2-1 the count. Ball 3. 6 runs, 12 hits for the Cardinals. Boy, that's something. They get 14 hits, 5 straight games. 3-1. On the corner. The Cardinals in the Central Division began the day 2.5 games back of Cincinnati. Three and 2. Runners go. Fouled away. John Garland, while he was in there, made 83 pitches, going 4 innings plus. John charged with 5 runs. Jansen is due to bat second when the Dodgers hit in the bottom of this 5th inning. Runners go, and it turns out Jansen strikes out the side, getting Freese, getting Berkman, and now Schumacher, but not before Albert Pujols hits one out. Cardinals score 2 in the inning and lead 6-2. Hits in the 14 innings they'd played here so far. 10 extra base hits, and of course Lance Berkman with 2 home runs tonight. And Berkman last night had 3 singles. 0-1 the count to Jamie Carroll. We'll have a hitter for Kenley Jansen. He made 32 pitches in relief. That's fouled away. 0-2. Told this story last year. It's only worthwhile on Jackie Robinson Day. At the time, it was a very funny crack made in a Dodger clubhouse in Cincinnati. Ball 1. Jackie had received some serious threats against his life, so that when the Dodgers came to Cincinnati in the old Crosley Field, they had riflemen on the rooftops and on the roof of the big laundry building back of left field. It was serious. And before the game, the Dodgers held a meeting in the clubhouse, and everybody understandably was tense. This was really serious. And they had an outfielder named Gene Hermansky who suddenly broke the silence by saying, "I've got it." And everybody stopped and said, "What?" And Hermansky said, "We'll confuse them. We'll all wear number 42. Well, everybody broke up and it released the tension, and they went out and played. But little did we know there would be a day where indeed, like Gene Hermansky, we'll all wear number 42. Meanwhile, base hit to right field for Carroll. Time for a trivia question as the Dodgers come up with their 4th hit. Jackie Robinson won the National League MVP in 1949. Who was the runner-up? Do you remember? Marcus Thames will come up and bat for Kenley Jansen. And we'll give you the answer to the trivia in a little while. Thames can hit, they say, but he can't run. He's a very, very tender tightness in the hamstring. So if he swings the bat and it's not a clean base hit, I don't imagine he'll be able to motor very much. Thames, remember, hit a pinch hit home run up in San Francisco. He's done that 6 times in his career. Ball 1. Also, against Kyle Loesch, Thames has 4 for 8 of 500 batting average and 1 home run. Well, Mattingly, no doubt, telling him, hit a home run so you don't have to run. Ball 2. This is rare for a Dodger hitter to have the count his way tonight. Carroll at first. Fouled away. In the 4 innings, Dodger hitters, 6 of them, put the first pitch in play. Loesch, coming into this inning, had gotten 13 of his 16 first pitches for strikes. 2-1 to Marcus Thames. And ball 3. Well, the other solution for Thames, where he doesn't have to run, is to walk. Three and 1. And popped it up. Boy, a big league pop fly, and Pujols, a big leaguer, is going to be at the other end of it. So Thames pops her up. Boy, he hit that thing high. And the batter now will be Tony Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn Jr.
Tony Gwynn hit back to the box, lined out to right, 0 for 2. Tony, a long look at Tim Wallach. Carroll at first, held on by Pujols. 6-2 Cardinals. Dodgers trying to come back here in the 5th inning. The Cardinals with 4 starting pitchers in the series. Garcia, Loesch, McClellan, and Carpenter. Kyle Loesch is the only one who did not have Tommy John surgery. Drag bunt is foul to the back. Garcia, McClellan, and Carpenter all under the knife. Testimony to the skill and the brilliance of Dr. Frank Jobe. These fellas still making fine livelihoods thanks to Frank's first one with Tommy John. Six to 2 St. Louis, 1 out. Carroll at first, bottom of the 5th. Slap down the left field line. Fair ball rolling down into the corner. Holiday over to get it. Dodgers down by 4, so they'll stop at second and third. So Gwynn slaps a double to left. Carroll goes to third. And now Casey Blake coming up.
Dodger third baseman, Casey Blake.
Tony hitting it inside out. His dad would be proud because his father, as you know, a great hitter, got a lot of base hits to the hole between short and third. So Tony a double, and here's Blake. Dave Duncan out there talking to Kyle Loesch. Dave, a brilliant pitching coach. And again, we repeat it, it's so odd. He is the only pitching coach that we know of in the majors who was not a pitcher. Dave was a catcher. Casey Blake flied to center, doubled, scored a run. His double went down into the left field corner. Strike. Fastball, good sinker. 0-1. Casey with Andre Ethier back of him, and then Matt Kemp. 1 out. The gap is in left center. They shade Rasmus a bit to right center. Little low, 1-1. Loesch continues to get that first pitch for a strike. Breaking ball. 1-2. Loesch had a pretty good year in 08 when he won 15. Then he had all kinds of physical problems. Now, following the surgery on the right forearm, Cardinals say he's throwing nice and easy. 1-2. Just low. Jason Mott gets up down in the Cardinal bullpen. .66 pitches made so far by Loesch. Still 2-2. Coming into the game, Blake had 11 base hits against Kyle Loesch. That goes back to when they were both in the American League. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Second and third. Carroll at third. Gwynn at second. 1 out. Ball 3. One thing about Loesch, he's been throwing strikes. He walked 1 man. That was Andre Ethier back in the very first inning. He did have a wild pitch that cost him a run. So Ethier waits. 3-2 the count. Remember, Ethier and Kemp hitting .500 with runners in scoring positions, and the rest of the team hitting .100. Fouled away. Well, Casey Blake, the man from Iowa, hitting .318. Jamie Carroll down the line from third. Tony Gwynn away from second with 1 out. Fastball got him, and he thought it was ball 4. Casey was on his way to first, and Chad Fairchild rings him up. Casey's going to stop. Wasn't even close, he says. Casey to Fairchild. Wasn't even close. However, it's strike 3.
For the Dodgers right fielder.
Look where Molina is. A little outside and maybe even a little low. But no matter what, Casey's going to lose the argument. So here now is Ethier, walked and singled, first base open. And a strike. Loesch is anything but overpowering. He struck out Barajas and he has struck out Blake. But what's interesting, he has gotten only 1 swing and a miss tonight. Almost hit him. So usually if you can't get the ball by the hitters and they keep fouling it off, you know you're going to be in trouble. That's what happened to Tim Lincecum up in San Francisco. They weren't swinging and missing, and you know Lincecum wasn't going to be around too long. 1-1. A broken bat, little ground ball to second, and the out at first. So the Dodgers had runners at second and third and leave them. And at the end of 5, 6-2 St. Louis. The memory of Jackie Robinson, one of the outstanding players we've ever seen ball. You know, one of the really great pennant races involved the Cardinals and the Dodgers. That was back in 1949. Jackie Robinson, who was the MVP that year, we mentioned that, was leading the Dodgers in a tremendous pennant race. And when the dust settled, the Dodgers wound up beating the Cardinals by 1 game. Then they went into the World Series, and as usual in those days, they lost to the Yankees. Let's go back to this one. Dodgers making a double switch. Uribe moves over to third base. Aaron Miles takes over at second base, and Blake Hawksworth will be the new pitcher. So Hawksworth and Miles coming in the game at the same time. Casey Blake called out on strikes. He was not kicked out of the game, to our knowledge. We might check, though. You never know. If Casey had been kicked out, it would be the quietest kick out. And since he's just sitting there resting in the dugout, we assume it's strictly strategy. Remember, Miles does pretty well against Loesch. Miles 5 for 12 against the Cardinal pitcher. So it could be to try his luck. Loesch followed by Terrio and Rasmus. We're in the 6th. 6-2 St. Louis. 1-2. Hawksworth missing again. Blake is out of Canada, lives up in Sammamish, Washington, went to high school where the Cardinals drafted him, 28th round. He actually wore the Cardinal uniform in 09 and again last year. And that will do it for Loesch, one away. Remember the trivia question, appropriate enough. Jackie Robinson winning the MVP in 1949. And who was the runner-up was the question. Yep, in that monumental pennant race, Stan Musial was second. A couple of notes on that 49 pennant race. Dodgers beating the Cardinals by 1 game. The Dodgers finished up very strong. They won 9 of their last 12. The Cardinals went the other way. They lost 6 of the last 9. And by the way, how come Robinson was the MVP that year? Well, we give you his numbers. Jackie hit .342, 16 home runs, 124 runs batted in, and he struck out 27 times the entire year. Stan Musial, the runner-up, hit .338, 36 home runs, and 123 runs batted in. And Musial, during that great streak, struck out only 38 times. So it was not only 2 teams battling to the wire, it was 2 great players, Jackie Robinson and Stan the Man. 2-1. Fly ball to right field. Ethier's there.
Batting next, center fielder Colby Rasmus.
Colby Rasmus coming up. 2 doubles and a foul ball, so he's 2 for 3. And a high fly ball center and deep. Kemp to the track at the wall. Wow. Rasmus with that sweet swing has 2 doubles and a long out. And we're heading to the bottom of the 6th. And Matt Kemp will lead it off. 6-2 Cardinals. Rasmus, the batter, a high foul ball. Rod Barajas leaning over and making a fine one-hand catch. Able to close the mitt, which indeed makes it a lot easier. And Rod holding on and not going completely over. So that's the defensive gem so far, turned in by Rod Barajas. Dodgers now with Matt Kemp and ball one. Kemp, Loney, and Uribe in that order. 6 runs, 12 hits for the Cardinals, 2 runs, 5 hits for the Dodgers. That's in there, 1-1. Matt Kemp, fly to center, single to center, 1-2 the count. Loesch has made 76 pitches right now. In there. Now Kemp just kind of muttering as he walks away, and the Dodgers very unhappy with Chad Fairchild. But Kemp goes back to the dugout. Remember, it doesn't matter where it winds up in the catcher's mitt. It's what happens on its way through the strike zone. So Chad Fairchild right behind the catcher has a good look, and down goes Kemp. Strike. Loney flied to right and hit a bullet that was knocked down by Pujols and turned into a force play, taking a double and an RBI away from Loney. Loesch has struck out but 3, but he's winning 6-2. 1-1. 2-1. Hit down the left field line, foul, out of play. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Dodgers trying to snap a 3-game losing streak. The Cardinals trying to extend a 3-game winning streak. And in case you missed it, talking about streaks, the Colorado Rockies have won again. And now Loney is ticked off. So the Dodger hitters grumbling at Chad Fairchild, and Loney is called out. So Blake was angry. He felt the pitch was outside. Kemp was annoyed. Now Loney is upset. 2 down, 6th inning, and Juan Uribe coming up. Uribe fouled out twice to first base. Right. Colorado, by winning, the Rockies have now won 7 straight. They're 11-2. Whoops. Matt Kemp airing it out a little bit. Take to see where Yadier Molina is. Blake thought it was outside. Now that pitch Kemp thought was outside. That one inside to Loney. But I'm not talking about missing the strike zone. That's up to Fairchild. But that's the Dodger complaint, that he missed 2 away and 1 in. 2 down in the 6th inning. 6-2 Cardinals. One and 2 the count. The amazing thing about the Rockies, you know, they're always tough at home. They're 4-1 at home right now. But they are 7-1 on the road. That's a different Colorado team completely. Led by Troy Tulowitzki, who is off to an incredible year. 2-2 to Juan Uribe. Hit off the glove of second baseman Schumacher and on out into right center. So Uribe gets a base hit with 2 out, and Rod Barajas coming up. So near and yet so far for Skip. Up the ladder, just off the tips. So Uribe with 2 out and Rod Barajas at the plate. Barajas flied to center, struck out 0 for 2. Fastball strike, 0 and 1. And Barajas, I think, thought that pitch was outside. Hit in the air to right field, going back and over is Berkman. Lance makes the catch for the out. So the Dodgers, no runs, 1 hit, a man left. At the end of 6, the Cardinals 6 and the Dodgers 2. First of all, the Cardinals have 10 extra base hits in 14 innings in the series, and certainly one of those extra base hits was Albert Pujols in the 5th inning when he hit one halfway up the pavilion. That was on the heels of a double by Colby Rasmus. So comparing the 2 great players, one of memory, Stan Musial, 331, Pujols right there at 330. Musial 475 home runs, Albert 411. RBIs, Musial about almost 700 more. And games played, Stan the Man twice as many games, which really shows you what Pujols has accomplished. Here he is again, hitting .232, but getting better every game. Big curveball for a strike. Earlier this year, he had 49 at-bats and grounded into 7 double plays. That was certainly not like Albert Pujols. He only had 2 extra base hits. He also committed 3 errors. He only made 4 errors all last year when he won his 2nd Gold Glove. 1-1. Good breaking ball. 1-2. Slider down and away. Interesting, too, about Pujols. In each of his last 2 seasons, his intentional walk total was only 20 shy of his strikeout total. That walk to strikeouts, considering his power, brings back memories of Joe DiMaggio. 2-2. Fastball, and he's all over it. Back goes Kemp at the wall. Gone. Albert hits another. So Pujols hits his 3rd home run in 2 games, his 2nd tonight. That gives him 412 in his great career. And the word goes back to St. Louis. Nothing wrong with Albert. Fastball and up around the letters, and that's the last Hawksworth's going to see it. After giving him so many breaking balls, the old story, trying to get a fastball by him is like trying to get a lamb chop by a wolf. And it's 7-2 St. Louis. And here's Holiday. Ouch, right on the foot. 0-1. So Pujols, 2 fly balls to center, plus 2 home runs. Last night a home run, and in the Dodger dugout, after Pujols now has 40 multi-home run games, young Clayton Kershaw's got to be thinking, now what do I do with him tomorrow night, now that he's hot? Chopper, fair ball, long throw by Uribe in time. Juan hesitated, he wasn't sure, and then he apparently heard Paul Schreiber call fair ball. Watch. What? Oh, okay. And he was able to get mad. Had Holiday not fouled the ball off his foot, he might very well have beaten that out. So down he goes, slight limp. And the batter, Lance Berkman. Berkman has 2 home runs and a strikeout, so the Cardinals have 4 home runs tonight. 2 by Pujols, 2 by Berkman. That'll do it. So Pujols has 40 multi-home run games. Berkman has 27. Pretty good 1-2 punch there. And the batter, David Freese. David singled to right, scored a run on that 1 in a million balk by John Garland. Also singled to center and struck out. David 2 for 3. One of the patterns in this game tonight, the Dodgers have given up 4 home runs. 3 of the 4 home runs were hit by the leadoff batter. Berkman led off the 2nd. Berkman led off the 4th. Pujols led off the 7th. And even Pujols' home run in the 5th on the heels of Rasmus, who led off with a double. One ball and 1 strike. And that's in the air, slicing room service fly ball. So that'll be that. However, Pujols at it again. And at the end of 6.5, it's 7-2 St. Louis.
Leading off the bottom of the seventh for the Dodgers, shortstop Jamie Carroll.
The Cardinals leading the Dodgers 7-2 with 4 home runs, 2 by Lance Berkman, 2 by Albert Pujols, and there were 2 doubles thrown in by Colby Rasmus. John Jay is now in right field for Lance Berkman, and Jamie Carroll will start it off. Jay finished up in right field last night. 0-1. Carroll grounded to third, single to right, 1 for 2. Aaron Miles hits ninth in the lineup, so he's out on day. Jamie hitting .378. Right. The pitcher spot is up in the number 2 slot after Casey Blake came out. Breaking ball fouled away. 1-2. Kyle McClellan and Clayton Kershaw tomorrow night, and then Chad Billingsley and Chris Carpenter Sunday afternoon. Fastball got him. Now watch Carroll. Though Jamie just turns and walks away. So 5 strikeouts for Loesch.
Second baseman Aaron Miles.
That outside pitch, the Dodger hitters think are out of the zone. Chad Fairchild thinks it's in the zone, so the Dodgers lose. 1 away, and now Aaron Miles. 1 ball, no strikes. Miles finishing up at second base. Uribe moved over to play third. Dodgers have used Garland, Jansen, and Hawksworth. And the Cardinals trying to make it 3 in a row on the win side. Dodgers in danger of losing 4 straight. 2-1 to Aaron Miles. Two and two. So Miles in the past with success against Loesch. 5 for 12. That would be a .417 batting average. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him. So the Dodgers had Kemp and Loney called out in the 6th. Carroll and now Miles called out in the 7th. Half a dozen strikeouts for Loesch. You know, as a part of Fox Sports Supports charitable initiative during the 2011 MLB season on Prime Ticket, we proudly support Stand Up to Cancer and their work to fund groundbreaking research that helps accelerate treatment to patients. For more information, please visit standup2cancer.org/Fox Sports. Line drive, short hop nicely by Theriot, and that'll be do it. So the Dodgers go 1-2-3. Gwynn out on a good play by Ryan Theriot, and at the end is 7-2 St. Louis. Eighth inning, 7-2 in favor of the Cardinals. Yadier Molina will start it off. Then it'll be Skip Schumacher, and then Kyle Loesch, the pitcher. Dodgers with Matt Guerrier out there, and ball one. Molina 3 for 3. Guerrier pitched in Ted Lilly's game, the final game up in San Francisco. 1 ball, no strikes, and ball 2. For the year, Guerrier is in his 7th game. He has not allowed a run. Molina, meanwhile, hitting .250. Matt Guerrier from Cleveland, Ohio, makes his home in Shaker Heights. Matt was originally signed by the White Sox out of Kent State University back in 1999. On the corner. So Molina picked up a bunch of points so far in the 2 games to get up there to hit .250. 2-2. Sliced foul, out of play. Blake Hawksworth went 2 innings, allowed 1 run. Home run by Pujols, number 412 in Albert's career. 2-2. Fastball, little roller by the diving Guerrier. Who's going to cover? No one's there. So Molina comes up with a 4-hit game. When Guerrier couldn't get it, the right side of the infield couldn't make the play. Loney and Miles. There's Loney coming over, but Miles can't get there in time. So Molina comes up with another base hit on the infield. Reason to smile, going 4 for 4. Here's Schumacher. Skip hit into a force play, lined out, struck out. He's the only position player with a hit tonight. Up the middle, Miles on the bag, goes to first, and Skip hits into the double play. So he goes 0 for 4, hitting behind Molina, who is 4 for 4. So 2 down, and Kyle Loesch coming up. Grounded to third, sacrifice, struck out. For Yadier Molina, who can go back in the dugout and catch his breath, a 4-hit game that ties his career high. He's had 4 hits in a game 8 times now. Oh, and 1. And that's going to be whacked. That is the important base hit. The Cardinals are trying to keep 2 streaks alive, and they're doing it. They're trying to win the game, which would give them a 3-game winning streak. But Loesch's hit now means they have 5 straight games where they've had 14 hits or more. That was the 15th hit tonight. So tomorrow night, Clayton Kershaw will try to cool him off, and then Chad Billingsley on Sunday. 0-1 to Ryan Theriot. He's 1 for 4. So Theriot 1 hit. Rasmus has 2 doubles. Pujols 2 home runs. Holiday 1 hit. Berkman 2 home runs. Freese 2 hits. Molina 4 hits, and then Schumacher 0 for 4, and then Loesch a hit. So Pujols shows the boys the way. 7-2 Cardinals in the 8th. Last year, Cardinals couldn't win a game here in 3 games. They still managed to win 4 of 7 from the Dodgers. Fouled away, 1-2. Meanwhile, Yadier Molina, for the 8th time in his career, and he's been up since 2004, he's had a 4-hit game. Well, Molina tries to cool off. Terrio hitting .309. Ground ball to Carroll. The flip to Miles. That'll do it. So 2 hits but nothing to show. And we're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. Cardinals 7, Dodgers 2. They had 3 runs in the 2nd inning, then moved on with a run in the 4th inning to lead 4-0. Added 2 more in the 5th to make it 6, and another one in the 7th to make it 7. The only Dodger runs, they picked up 2 in the 4th inning. So Kyle Lohse, who has made 100 pitches, going to work against Ivan De Jesus. De Jesus up earlier this year and then sent back down. Ivan had 7 at-bats and struck out 5 times. One ball, no strikes. Ball 2. Ivan's dad had a wonderful career. Spent a little bit of time with the Dodgers. 2-0 in there. 2-1. Ivan De Jesus, following his father, who had 15 years in the big leagues. And he hits a soft line drive, short hop by Schumacher, 1 away. You know, Tuesday, the Dodgers commemorate the 30th anniversary of Fernando Mania with a Fernando Valenzuela fleece blanket presented by Time Warner Cable. Go to Dodgers.com/promotions or call 866-DODGERS. So now, let's see, will Tony lift him? He's made over 100 pitches, 104 to be exact, and Kyle is coming out. 1 out in the 8th inning. 7-2 St. Louis, and we'll be back. and a third, and goes out with a rather interesting performance. He had 6 strikeouts. One of them, his 6th, was the 1,000th in his career. But 5 of the 6 strikeouts tonight, the hitter has been caught looking. And the Dodger hitters had only 3 swings and a miss. And yet he was in control. He had a big cushion of 7. And now Trevor Miller picks up. And Miller trying to get Ethier and Kemp in the 8th, 7-2 St. Louis. Trevor Miller, 6'3", 200. Big roundhouse for ball 1. Trevor was a Tiger pick back in 1991 out of Louisville, Kentucky. He's 38 in May. 1-1. So Trevor Miller leading 7-2. 7 runs, 15 hits for the Cardinals. 2 runs, 6 hits for the Dodgers. The crowd, 36,282. 36,282. Another curveball popped up. It'll be Terrio. 2 down. And the batter will be Matt Kemp.
Dodger center fielder, Matt Kemp.
Matt Kemp flies to center, single to center to drive in a run, and struck out. Matt hitting .438. Kemp 1 for 2 in the past against Trevor Miller. That's ball 1. Seven runs, 15 hits for St. Louis. 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the Dodgers. That's a strike. 1-1. Miller's pitched for a lot of clubs. Signed by the Tigers. He came up in '96. Then he went over to the Astros. Then to the Phillies. Then to the Dodgers briefly. Then down to Albuquerque and came back up with the Blue Jays. Another foul ball. From the Blue Jays, he went to the Devil Rays. Then he went back to the Astros. Then he went back to the Rays. And now he's been with the Cardinals for about 2 years. Trevor Miller. Been around at 38. Two and 2. Ground ball to the left of Terrio. Matt Kemp goes 2 for 4. He continues his hard hitting. And the batter is James Loney.
First baseman, James Loney.
So Kemp at first. Loney is 0 for 3. Fly to right. Hit a line drive that was knocked down by Pujols, taking an extra base hit away from him. Pujols turned it into a force play. And then last time up, Loney was called out on strikes. James hitting 173. Ball 1. Loney 0 for 3 in the past against Trevor Miller. Closest the Dodgers have been in the game, it was 4-2 St. Louis at the end of 4 innings. Hard ground ball to Pujols, and that'll be that. A Gold Glove over there. No runs, 1 hit, a man left, and at the end of 8 it remains 7-2 St. Louis. for Rasmus, 2 home runs for Pujols, 2 home runs for Berkman. So the Cardinals have found themselves a nest here. Last year they were 0 for 3, but they're on the way to their second win. And then tomorrow night, Kershaw and McClellan, and Sunday afternoon, Carpenter and Billingsley. The Dodgers will see St. Louis next, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, August 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Rasmus, Pujols, and Holiday will be coming up in the 9th inning. So if you're a Cardinal pitcher, you probably figure they come up about 8 times a game. It just seems that way. Rasmus with 2 doubles and Pujols with 2 home runs. Colby hitting .386, had a triple and a single last night. So he's had 4 hits and 3 of the 4 extra bases, facing Lance Cormier. Cormier with that French sounding name from Cajun country, Lafayette, Louisiana. He got his degree in finance. And there's a shot down the right field line. Rasmus is at it again. Boy, what a sweet swing he has. He comes up with his 3rd double and his 4th extra base hit. Had that triple last night.
First baseman, Albert Pujols.
Nice leg lift and then wham, does he stay on the ball. So for the Cardinals, they extend that streak 5 straight with 14 or more hits. They now have 16 hits. And here comes Pujols. Colby, Rasmus. Then Pujols, then Holiday. Strike. Pujols, you remember last time up, got a lot of breaking balls. And then he got a fastball that he could handle. End of pitch. 0-1. Ground ball wide. Up with it is Loney. Spots his throw in time, and on the play, Rasmus takes 3rd. So they get Pujols. He goes 2 for 5 tonight. And the batter now, Matt Holliday. Holliday grounded to 3rd, struck out, and singled. Grounded to 3rd in the 7th inning right after he had fouled a ball off his foot. There was indecision on Uribe's part. He wasn't sure whether it was a fair ball or not. Finally threw and just did nip Holliday. But I think if Matt had not fouled the ball right onto his foot, he probably would have beaten it out for a second hit. Boy, you're in a lot of trouble when you're down 7-2 and you have to play the infield up. 7 runs, 16 hits for the Cardinals, 2 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. And Rasmus down the line from 3rd. And there's a drive into the gap in right center. You can almost bet on that. So in comes Rasmus, and jogging into 2nd. Once again, Matt Holliday. Holliday has now driven in his career just against the Dodgers 66 runs. He has 45 extra base hits against the Dodgers, 17 home runs. He is really something. The Holiday makes it 8-2 as the Dodgers give up 17 hits. Now the batter is John Jay. Ball 1. Jay finished up in right field last night for Lance Berkman. Made a good defensive play. He's from Miami, Florida. Went to the University of Miami. That's a strike. 1-1. You can see Jay dropping his hands. A lot of motion. Cracked bat. Cormier will take care of him. So John Jay, who hit 300 for the Cardinals last year, but boy, he has anything but a quiet bat. It's a very busy bat and hands. 2 down. Couple of fellas from way back, but they had the quietest bats. Ernie Lombardi, who was a big catcher for the Cincinnati Reds, and Johnny Mize of the St. Louis Cardinals. I mean, their bats were so quiet you could hang your coat on it. Remarkable. No excess movement whatsoever. David Freese, single to right, single to center, struck out, flied to right. The Cardinals more like vultures tonight. They're picking the Dodgers to pieces. 8 runs, 17 hits. And the Dodgers 2 runs, 7 hits. For Clayton Kershaw, quite a thought about what to do tomorrow evening. Ball 2. Kershaw still here, talking to the veteran Ted Lilly. Good idea. Kershaw is 2-1 against the Cardinals. Whoops, there's another base hit. And here comes Holiday, and he'll stop at third. So the hit parade continues. So Freese, he comes up with his third hit. So Molina has 4 hits. Freese has 3 hits. Rasmus has 3 hits. All told, 18 base hits. First and third, 2 out. And here's Molina. Now, 8 times in his career, Yadier has had a 4-hit game. I don't believe he has ever had a 5-hit game, but he has the opportunity here in the 9th inning. Ball 1. When the Dodgers come up in the bottom of the 9th, Juan Uribe, Rod Barajas, and Jamie Carroll. So far in this series, the Cardinals have 13 extra base hits in their 18 innings. Tonight, they have 8 extra base hits. Matt Holliday, one of them with a double. Pujols 2 home runs. Rasmus 3 doubles. Berkman 2 home runs. Berkman and Pujols looking on. 3-0 the count. It's been Garland, Jansen, Hawksworth, Guerrier, and now Lance Cormier. 3-0 to Molina. And ball 4. So it's a perfect night, even though he didn't get his 5th hit. So the bases are loaded for the one fellow without a hit. Skip Schumacher hit into a force play, lined to Loney, struck out, hit into a double play. Rick Honeycutt going out to talk to Cormier as to how they pitch Schumacher. And as a local boy with, I'm sure, relatives and friends here for the series, you can certainly understand how Schumacher feels. The Skip is hungry. He was born in Torrance, lives in Laguna Niguel, started college at Loyola Marymount, then went to University of California, Santa Barbara. Last night, Schumacher, who's a fine young player, had 1 hit in 5 at-bats. So he is 1 for 9 in the 2 games. And the Cardinals have had 34 hits in the 2 games. 34. Ball 1. Cardinals last night, 9 runs on 16 hits. And tonight, 8 runs on 18 hits. Schumacher has 1 grand slam in his career. Last year against Cincinnati. 1-1. Skip 31, 5'10", 190. Signed with the Cardinals a little over 10 years ago. He has Holiday at third, Freese at second, and Molina at first. 2 out. And ball 2. So the crowd came for fireworks tonight, and they're getting them early from the Cardinal hitters. Two and 1. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. And fouled away, cracked bat, so they'll have to go and get another. Schumacher and the Cardinals agreed to a 2-year deal in February of last year. Though he's up there battling for more. Two balls, 2 strikes. It has been a very somewhat bitter night for Schumacher, not just failing to get a base hit. He's left 10 men on base if he doesn't come up with something now. And of the other 7, none of them scored. So Holiday, Freese, and Molina waiting, and it's still 2-2 on Skip Schumacher. And ball 3. Schumacher mentions 2 people helping him a great deal. One was Steve Balboni, you may remember him, and certainly you remember the other, Mark McGuire, the Cardinals hitting coach. So 3-2 with the bases loaded. And it is ball 4. So if nothing else for Skip, he gets a run batted in, and everybody moves up 90 feet as Holiday brings the run home. So the Cardinals, as if they need it, now lead 9-2. So they've scored 18 runs and they've had 34 hits in the 2 games. Tyler Green is going to come up and bat for Trevor Miller. Still bases loaded. And ball 1. Tyler Green is from Raleigh, North Carolina. And he was a first-round pick back in '05. An infielder. And hitting .250. Fouled away. 1-1 to Tyler. Well put together, 6'2", 190. 27, he'll be 28 the middle of August. So 9-2 in favor of the Cardinals, with Freese, Molina, and Schumacher out on the lines. 1-2. So Green batting for Miller. I don't know if they would bring in Franklin in this kind of a game. We'll see. Dodgers buried under a 9-run, 18-hit offense tonight. 1-2. Little foul out of play. So for Lance Cormier, Came in the ninth inning. He's given up 2 doubles, a single, couple of walks, and 2 runs. One ball, 2 strikes. Just off the plate. So the deuce is really wild in a wild game. Ground ball to the hole, off the glove of Carroll. 1 run will score, that's Freeze. Another run scores, that's Molina. And it is 11-2 in favor of the Cardinals as Green gets a base hit and 2 RBIs. So Carroll, a diving try, couldn't come up with it. It's a 4-run ninth inning. And the batter now, Ryan Theriot, the 9th man to come to the plate here in the 9th inning. So 11 runs and 19 hits. 2 on and a strike to Theriot. So put it together, the Cardinals come in here and they've scored 20 runs on 35 hits in the first 2 games with 2 games left. 0-1. Hot one right down to Loney, and he will take care of it to end the inning. So 9 men come to the plate, 4 of them come home, and the Cardinals lead 11-2. Just flying away with the ball game, and just put a capper with 9 men coming to the plate in the top of the 9th inning. Jason Mott will come in and do the pitching, and Tyler Green stays in the game in left field. So Mott would go into Holiday's spot, and Jason with a 9-run cushion to lean on. So there's Tyler Green. He had that single to drive in 2, so that's a lot of reasons, but he's basically an infielder. And I think he got a little kidding from somebody on the left side of the infield. So Mott, M-O-T-T-E, ready to go to work. He's out of Port Huron, Michigan, lives in Tennessee. Ball 1 to Uribe, who fouled out twice and singled. 1 for 3. One and 0. Fouled away, and that got the catcher Yadier Molina. Timeout for the moment. Kind of tough. Here you have a wonderful catcher with 3 gold gloves in a position that is wide open for injuries. But he's in there. We told you last night that Yadier caught a 20-inning game last year against the Mets. Got that foul ball right on the bicep. And then after catching 20, came right back the next night. Caught 9 more. So that had to hurt. But as a catcher, he's been beaten up his entire career like anyone else who played that. Interesting, Jason Mott out there on the mound was drafted as a catcher by the Cardinals. 1-1. Fouled away, out of play. Mott went to Iona College. That's in New Rochelle, New York. So born in Michigan, lives in Tennessee, but he went to college in New York State. One and two. Fouled away. For Jason Mott, he has extra reasons to work hard. He recently was married during the winter just before spring training. His fastball has been clocked as high as 100, which is why they sent him to the mound. He also has a kind of a slider curve and a cutter. That's fouled away. When they took him out from behind the plate, he was not upset about it at all. He got to Double-A as a catcher. As a pitcher, he had a much better chance of coming up to the big leagues, and he came up in 2008. And a high fastball takes care of Uribe. So one away. 11 runs, 19 hits for the Cardinals. 2 runs, 7 hits for the Dodgers. Rod Barajas made a fine defensive play, but he's 0 for 3 with the bat. 2 fly balls and a strikeout. Waiting on deck, Jamie Carroll. Fastball, ball 1. Mott's earned run average last year, 2.2. Right-handers hit 198 against him. Left-handers hit 268. 2-0. Throwing in the 90s. Fastball got away. They say when Mott was catching at Iona College, he had what the scouts rated an 80 arm. That's about as good as you get. And they said he was 1.7 seconds from glove to glove, from the catcher's mitt to second base. When he was a catcher in the Midwest League, that was with Quad Cities. That fly ball to right field. John Jay is there. 2 out. Anyway, when Mott was a catcher in the Midwest League for the Midwest League Chiefs, that was back in 2003, he had a remarkable 47 assists in 48 games caught. So Jason Mott with the golden arm for sure. And here's Jamie Carroll. 2 out, 9th inning, 11-2 Cardinals. A strike. Again, Kyle McClellan and Clayton Kershaw tomorrow night. Good fastball, 0-2. That was 94. Cardinals lost all 3 games played here last year. Now they're going to win the first 2. The outfield on Carroll is interesting. It shows you about Mott. With the center fielder Rasmus shallow in right center. John Jay is up in right. They figure that Carroll is not about to be able to pull Jason Mott. Jamie is 1 for 3. And his base hit was a single to right field. So the Cardinals 1 out away from winning 3 in a row. And the Dodgers 1 out away from losing 4 in a row and falling 5.5 behind the Rockies. Whoa, just blew him down. Carroll goes out. 2 strikeouts from Mott in the 9th inning. And it's a runaway game for the Cardinals, or maybe better you call it a flyaway game, as Holiday and Berkman come out and some 5s pass all around. Dodgers just plain took a licking tonight. Tomorrow night, Clayton Kershaw will try to keep the Birds on the ground, and he'll go up against Kyle McClellan. Stay tuned for Dodgers Live. It's coming up next. Good night, everybody.